Good. Adam?
Yes.
Okay. I will call the meeting to order at 6:35. We'll start with the pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I would not. I,
Chris, would you take notes for tonight?
I can. Yeah.
Uh,
oh,
huh?
it's almost our first thing.
Right. I'll take roll. Scott Meyer here. Amy?
Here.
Ed?
Here.
Chris?
Here.
Dan? Here. Megan?
Here.
We have a quorum. We did pledge. Next is to approve the meeting agenda, but we do need to add that we met in an executive session and certify that that meeting was as advertised. So I think that's the only thing we need to add. Adam, is that correct?
Correct.
I'll need a motion to approve that change.
Go ahead. I'll make a motion to approve the change to the agenda.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? We will move that to item 6D. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstain? Motion carries. Looking for a motion to approve the special meeting minutes from December 27th. Was that the regular meeting? We calling that a special meeting because it was on a different date.
Correct. The latter.
So the minutes from 12/27/23.
I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes from 12/27 as written.
Well, second.
A motion to approve and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And I will abstain. I was absent. Motion carries. We have no old business. Move on to new business. Item A. We need to designate a president, vice president, secretary for the upcoming year.
I'll nominate Scott for president.
Second.
A motion and a second. Any discussion? I'll save my comments for later. All those in
Thank
favor
you.
indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Thank you, Scott.
I'll make a motion to nominate Amy Lawson as vice president.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
And we need a secretary.
I'll nominate Chris to be secretary. Doing a good job over there.
Appreciate that.
I'll second that. Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Didn't think so. Item 6B, commission consider endorsing a riverfront liquor license request by Scott Woolridge, attorney on behalf of Jason Ratliff for The Kitchen on Main Street at 8 and 10 South Main. You're up.
Evening. My name is Scott Woodward, and we'll speak today to Jason Ratliff. The owner of that property, 510 Business Group LLC, Kitchen Main. Go ahead. I'm pretty loud. I think it's record. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Anyways, yeah, I'm Scott Wooldridge. I'm an attorney at Wolf Law Firm. I'm also on county council. I'm also on the planning commission, many other things probably, and for the county. And I'm here with Jason Ratliff, who's the owner of 510 Business Group LLC, doing business as a kitchen on Main and is already opened. We're here based on the ordinance from 2020-5A to obtain a riverfront development district alcohol beverage permit. The need for the riverfront permit exists because there's no alcohol permits presently available in Fortville due to the quota limit. This facility is going to be a full-service restaurant and is approximately 5,000 square feet. In making a decision, the Fortville RDC shall consider the following: proprietor's reputation and business plan, which Mr. Ratliff here has had a career as a successful business person, entrepreneur, most notably in construction, and is an upstanding member of the community. His general business plan consists of having a full-service restaurant serving traditional American cuisines, and with the possibility of following the approval of a liquor license to have a more expanded menu. And there's a bar in the back portion of the restaurant, which I was at the restaurant today, and I could tell you cannot see it pretty much from the front. And it's even got a back entrance to it, which so it gives it more of a feeling like maybe you see in places like Louisiana of a speakeasy bar. And it's hidden, but it's open to the public. And in terms of the restaurant, if you probably realize it's open Tuesday to Thursday, 4 to 9:30 p.m. and Friday, 4 to 10 p.m. and Saturday, 2 to 10 p.m. They're closed on Sunday and Monday, which is about 30 hours a week. They serve right now they're serving burgers, fries, onions, hot sandwiches, tenderloin is included in that list. They have salads and appetizers, deli sandwiches. They have a kids menu. And currently for drinks, they just have fountain drinks, iced tea, sweet iced tea, V8 bottled drink, and Doritos. And they have something like you saw back in the days of Indulge. They still have ice cream and milkshakes, and they have various desserts. The business will not be solely focused on being an alcohol-based experience, as this will be a full-service restaurant focused on a wonderful dining experience with alcohol available to consume with their meals. The business will not be detrimental to nearby property values. In fact, the business should increase the tax base and property values, as it will be turning a long-standing empty building, which it already has, into a destination restaurant that will bring more people from outside the downtown community into downtown Fortville. The nature of the business is a destination traditional restaurant that will increase the high-quality restaurants that are attracting residents and visitors alike to come to downtown Fortville to shop and eat. This is not a chain restaurant or a business owned by a large corporation, but rather a locally owned business by a lifelong resident of the area who loves his community and whose name is well known not only in Fortville, but throughout Hancock County for producing high-quality work. In terms of the liquor, reason for a liquor license is that, yes, he'd like to serve the beer, wine, and cocktails are traditional with meals. He's also wanting to do something that's not seen very much in the Indianapolis area, but there's a few places that do it. A liquor-infused ice cream is also something he'd like to do. He'd probably want to start with the ones you can buy in containers, and then hopefully to get to the point where he can mix it himself. There are some, things that's tough to do that because of temperatures and so forth. So it's alcohol, but it's only about a couple tablespoons is all you put in there. Trust me, you can't get drunk doing that. You get drunk, drinking the beer and the wine and the cocktails if not done responsibly. Currently, there's about 11 establishments that have alcohol permits, and north of the railroad, I know we don't usually think of that, but north of the railroad, there's only, I believe, 2 places that really have an alcohol permit, and that's Bonsai and Taxman Brewery. This would be the third one to be in that group of north of the railroad. This business is located within the Riverfront Development District that is designated by the Fortville Town Council and within the Broadway Avenue TIF District. It is our hope that the Fortville RDC will provide an approval endorsement letter as a result of our request and presentation to the proprietor and the state ATC. It is the intent of the applicant to follow the renewal procedures as outlined in ordinance 2020-5A. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, I do. On our agenda, you refer to the address as 810. And on your document here, it's referred to as 8 South Main. So which address are we going to use for this?
Good evening, everybody. I think I should probably speak to that. My name is Jason Ratliff. I know many of you here tonight. Ed, to answer your question, so it is a combination address. There are 2 front doors, but in the technical sense, I found it easier to identify the building as such as either 8 or 10. And for the purpose of the state of Indiana, for my retail sales tax certificate, when I sent the letter to them for the credentials, 8-10, I ended up as in their system, 810 South Main, and I never got my retail certificate or any of these things. So for just really simplicity sake, it sort of shrank down to the number 8 rather than 10, but not necessarily not 8-10. So I hope that clarifies it for you, but for the state, I couldn't interface with their system using the combination address.
So when you apply for the state, it'll be 8.
That's correct. That's correct.
8 South. Okay, and see, I had something else. I need some clarification here on our ordinance 2020-5A, section 2B. It says in that ordinance that there should be the RDC shall conduct a public hearing and a notice shall be posted on the site a minimum of 10 days in advance of the meeting. Okay, now is this the meeting or is the meeting referred to in this the state?
This is the, I don't want to step on Alex's toes, but this is the meeting for that.
Or what?
This is the meeting, the public hearing meeting, exactly as it's stated, and there's been a piece of paper that I believe Adam put on the door over 10 days ago.
Okay, it was posted then.
Yes.
But it's not the big orange sign. It's just.
No, I mean, I have it on my phone. I took a picture of it, but yes, it's just a regular sign and there for anybody to see.
Was something in, well, this is more or less for our group here and Alex. I think when we do this in the future, we should have affidavit if it's signed when they receive this and is posted. So that can be presented to the board. So we'll actually know it was posted.
You actually posted it, did you know?
I had our I put it together and I had our building inspector post it.
So someone from the town is doing it.
Correct,
The way we planned it.
correct.
So that would kind of alleviate the need for that.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. All I can say is, Jason, I'm happy that you took the time and trouble and your effort and money to open a business that's been on Main Street that's been vacant for quite a few years. And I hope you and the proprietor have a good relationship.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
My office is across the street. I don't want to hear you loud talking. Anybody have any other questions?
We do have speakers outside. We'll make sure that they're off by 8.
Get out. No, just kidding. Any other questions?
Was this the public hearing?
This is the public
And the
hearing.
next meeting we would go.
You can close the public hearing and then have a vote.
Oh, okay. So we open.
Typically,
public-
Even though what I would suggest is that, do we have a quorum, Adam, or do we issue a letter that if the RDC endorses the application?
We issue a letter.
The ATC will just need something.
Right.
but the process at this point is for this committee to ask questions, and then I'm going to open it to the public, and then we're done.
Right.
Yep.
So is there any other questions from this committee?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I did have one question. Came to my mind here. You did not mention brewing any beer. You're not gonna make anything,
No, we're
manufacture
not gonna
anything. You're
be-
just selling
be,
and distributing.
Manufacturing or developing alcohols on the property. So it's it would just be what would be lawful underneath or within the 3-way liquor permit, if I understand correctly, through the alcohol, through the river program.
Okay. And I also want to second what Ed said. Thank you for, taking an empty space there and, making it something for the community. I will say I stopped there at noon on Saturday and unfortunately it was not open yet. I was looking forward to getting my first bite in there, but I will check back later.
Yeah, and so I appreciate that. I would let the board know that Mr. Woolridge has stated our current hours. Those are winter hours. We hope to be, we are receptive rather to opening for lunch in the spring or the summer if we have the capability to capture an audience that makes it worthwhile. We're probably not gonna really adjust too much our end hours, although during the week, if it, in the summer with the days that are longer, it might slide to 10 instead of 9:30 during the week, but that's pretty much it. It might go down towards the noon hour or 11:30 for lunch during the summertime. So,
Sure. Well, thank you and good luck to you.
thank you.
Any other questions from the committee? Okay, you can have a seat. Is there any public comment? Public? Hearing none? I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve the riverfront permit for, where's that? The
510 Business Group.
Kitchen.
the kitchen on Main Street at 8 South Main Street. What was it?
Using for the 510 business group.
Yeah, where's that? Yeah,
It's right there.
okay. Known as the 510 Business Group LLC.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Congratulations, sir. Motion carries. 6C. You don't have to hang around if you don't want.
Thanks.
Commission to consider adopting resolution 2204-01, expanding the economic development target area to include 124 East Staat Street.
So I think for this particular item, I think Alex might still be working on that.
Yes.
Okay.
This is,
So we'll,
continue that to the next.
we can continue this to the next meeting.
Item is 6D, which we added, referencing the executive session prior to this meeting.
Make a motion that certifies that matters only advertised were discussed in the executive session at 6:15 on January 18th, 2020.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Item 7, review of financial. Ed, what kind of questions you got?
I have none at this time.
Everyone is shocked. Everyone. What? Is there any other question?
I'll make a motion to approve the financials.
Oh, anybody second?
I'll second it.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? It says no invoices, but it seems like I had one. Is that an invoice?
Yes, there was a last minute addition on one invoice.
And
Wow.
Okay,
I'll make a motion to of the invoice.
I'll second.
motion. Those in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries. Any public comment? Everybody's still in awe that you have no questions over file. Staff comments.
So what I wanted to talk about briefly tonight was I wanted to give you all some some advice on different priorities for 2024. So as you know, you have about $2.2 million that you oversee that we call non-committed funds, meaning there are no other, there's no outstanding commitments that's made for that money. And so the question that has that a number of folks have thought about is how that money can best be invested in the community, you know, in the coming years. And obviously, it's for a small town like Fortville, it's a good sum of money, but it's not. It can go quickly. That's for sure. And so, as time goes on, there are always different properties that may come up for sale that may have different value to the town at different degrees of value. And so my opinion is that you can certainly get swayed in one direction to, you know, make an investment in purchasing a property that may come up here or there. But it may be more worthwhile to kind of keep your eye on the ball, on the target, and look at some big priorities that the town council and the commission have looked at for a number of different years and trying to push some of these things towards the finish line. So to that end, what I mean specifically is, if you recall at some of our last meetings last year, there was some questions about economic development in general in the town and what can we do to bring in good paying jobs into the community. Something that's obviously part of the purview of this commission. And as we all know, the South Madison corridor, dating back for probably 7 years, has been on the books as an area in which we can put in South Madison Boulevard, and it would achieve two goals. One, of having heavy truck traffic away from the downtown area, and then secondly, to open up that area for economic development. And that's obviously really important. What I would add in some of the discussions that I had pursuant to our meetings in November, December about economic development is a number of individuals, whether it was from here in Fortville, from the Redevelopment Commission, President Carmel, from other places I spoke with as well, is they said, you know, try to work on some of the low-hanging fruit first, because that's where you'll likely see more success. So to that degree, what I would highly recommend is that the commission consider focusing on two main priorities for this year and maybe even into 2025. If we need to, is number one, acquiring the right of way for South Madison Boulevard. We don't have to acquire the entire properties. We can acquire the strips of property that we need just to get the road through. And excuse me, and where we're at with that project is, the exciting thing is that we're finally, after a number of years, this commission and the council's taken some concrete action to make it happen. They've acquired parcels up along Broadway, first and foremost, to get right of way for that. And of course, some of that continues as well. Additionally, we do have a developer right now that is looking at the Merchot property and should be coming to the council with a planned unit development proposal that the community can take a look at, comment on, and they can tweak accordingly. And the council will have the ultimate decision on that. But if that project does go through, they would dedicate essentially the northern third of South Madison Boulevard to the town at no cost. So that would take Madison Street all the way from the intersection at Broadway down to Garden. So then the next piece would be to go from Garden all the way to the intersection of Fortville Pike and 200 West. So my advice is to focus on that southern portion between Garden and 200 West and Fortville Pike to try to start acquiring some of that right away to make that happen. And then the second priority, going back to the low-hanging fruit discussion, is the existing Fortville Business Park still has some undeveloped property, as you may be aware of. That business park started in approximately 2002. So really, it's over 20 years old already. And the land that is undeveloped there has water available, has roads, sewer, everything's available to it. We do have a few different landowners that one of them in particular, frankly, has expressed a willingness to sell. And so, you know, what the fair price might be is always up for discussion. But my suggestion is that for that second priority would be to consider purchasing either the property or purchasing options on that so that the town can control the destiny of that land and get it into productive use in an existing business park. So the goal would, simply put, would be to get South Madison right away, and then secondly, to try to have some sort of control of the remaining property in that business park to try to push that over the finish line. So certainly if you have any comments or questions, discussion, I'd be happy to entertain that, but something that you can chew on, and we can always talk about at the next meeting if you'd like. Thank you.
Anybody have anything? All good thoughts, things to think about. We have to be progressive, forward thinking. That's why Ed's here. Board comments.
I just wanted to welcome Megan.
Thank
Hi.
you. Hi, guys.
Welcome to both of you. This is my first time meeting.
Thank you. Thank you.
Glad to have you aboard.
And Danny. We met the other day.
Yeah.
I'm
old news, old news.
Yeah, you're a has-been already.
I'm
All
a
right,
was.
I'll be looking for a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn at 7:03.
Second.
Second, any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, give a second.
Aye.
Carries, we are adjourned. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.